cheese, I'm just stacking paper. Kicked up in the field, catch a teller patient. Guys saying it ain't your time, yeah, song way. Yeah, we up.
Hey. All right. Let me get a little closer real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, Zeus, thank you. Welcome
Anytime.
to the People's Choice Podcast.
Thank you, that big brother.
Thank you.
Hey, man, when fam called, bro, it's time to move.
That's definitely,
Yeah,
man,
you
definitely.
know, we ain't really seen each other in a while either.
It's been too long.
So we here.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, man.
By God's grace, big bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey.
So Zeus, you know, we can touch on, you know, just from starting from either your career to growing up. But what I like to do in podcasts for people to really know, you know, kind of like the journey and stuff.
Right.
So let's start about, you know, where you was born, or if you want to give a small introduction to the people.
Yeah. Okay. That's too easy. What's up, world? Hey, it's your boy Zeus, Big Z. We started life off in a small country town, Tifton, Georgia, south of 95, about 2.5 hours south of 95. You know, it was a family of 5, 4 boys, 1 girl, mom, dad. Well, I was one of those kids that, you know, didn't have a father figure. You know, I had a dad or somebody that did help to bring me here, but nobody to really steer me as a young boy and you know, show me the ropes of life. You know, my pops drove trucks for 40-something years. I seen him once every a month, once every 4 months on around there. And the bad thing is when I would see him, when he would come to town, it was always a fight. He was jumping on my mom. I couldn't understand that when I was a young kid, which caused me to get angry. And we'll leave that alone for right now. We go ahead and skip that. We'll come back to that because that's a deep story. But I went in the military right after high school at 17. I did 15 years in the Army, did 3 wars. Early '82, I jumped in the jungles of Grenada, turned around, came to Fort Bragg. I wound up going to Desert Shield. Stayed over there 2 years, 3 months in that war. Came back then, Black Hawk Down issue. We had to go over there and deal with that. So we was over there for 6 months. I eventually got out once we got back from all the wars and all the stuff that was seen and done over there. I got out. I did a little personal security. Started doing bodyguard work. Spent a lot of time with Fantasia, Eve. I dealt with Snoop, 50 Cent. I mean, a whole lot of the celebrities was doing bodyguard work for. Then I played semi-pro ball here in Fayetteville with the Cardinals back in the days. For all y'all that know about the Cardinals, I was starting defensive end for the Cardinals. Did that 3 years. That flopped. I got in martial arts when I was 9. Started lifting weights when I was 12, 13-ish, around there. Right now I own 3 black belts in 3 different martial arts, 3-time Golden Glove boxer, All-American wrestler. I actually started backyard fighting shortly after I got out of the military, which was early '96. Traveling, doing riot control work and bodyguard work, you know. I would see if I could locate somebody that was putting on a fight or had one going on in the backyard. I was always down for fighting, you know. That was a way for me to release my frustration. Got into that, and I was loving that. You know, people say you're crazy, but you know, I was loving beating people up. So that was a way for me to exert some of the stress and the pressure and stuff that I was dealing with. I also came up in the game. I jumped in the game when I was 13. So you see I'm on the blue. My first official fight was in '09. And the craziest thing about that is I had been training here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, a gym over for Rachel Road. And had a couple of fights, but nobody really wanted to fight because the majority of the fights that I was part of, somebody got hurt. Got hurt real bad, and that was my intention. I figured if I can beat him up, hurt him or whatever, and not worry about going to jail and get paid for it, so I was good. So I received a phone call in '09, let me know that they had sanctioned the UFC to come to Fayetteville, and one of the heavyweights had got injured, and asked me if I, felt like I was ready to get in. I'm like, oh yeah, that's gravy there. So I went to the fight. I fought a young man out of Beaufort, South Carolina. And it's funny because his name was Jose. So when they put it on, it was a big fight because it was God versus God. It was Zeus versus Jesus, if you really look at it. So that grew big promotions. It was fun training up to it, all the little nuts and grinds and stuff we had to deal with. But the fight went well. I beat him, TKO, opened him up. He couldn't continue the fight. Took that and rolled with it. So I was dealing with, after that I started dealing with Carolina Fight Club. Did a couple of fights with them, kept moving on. Went from there to Bellator, did some work with Bellator. Got a few UFC fights under my belt, got that going. So everything it's been good, man. I retired from fighting about 2 years, going on 3 years now. I was recently, prior to the accident, I was having some bike issues, from the military, jumping 14 years. I had to have my lower back, my lumbar, my L5 had it fused, so they put a plate in my back. Now, it wasn't even a whole year. It was right around June. I was involved in a two-man motorcycle accident, which almost took my life. By the grace of God, thank you, I'm still here.
Amen.
Wound up breaking 7 of my ribs on this side, snapped my shoulder blade, punctured my right lung, and they had to open my back up, upper right side of my back. They had to open it up to go in and plate the 5 or the 7 ribs. So right now I'm still dealing with the pains, not as vicious as before, but they let you know that you ain't healed yet. So certain moves they kind of slow you down off that. So I just recently, probably about a month now, started back coming to the gym. Hadn't really moved no heavyweight yet. More focused on flexibility, stretching, pretty much movement. And when I deal with weights, it's small weights and focusing on the small muscle. Trying to get those built up, and then I work on the larger muscles. So life has been good. Life has been rough. I had a couple of falls where I shouldn't be here, but God wasn't ready for me to leave. So I'm still fighting, man. I'm steady fighting. And
born fighter.
Yes, sir. And now in my life, Elvin, I focus on motivational speaking. You know, especially dealing with the younger youth. And I deal with the schools, with the wrestling teams and stuff like that. Guys in the gym, you know, trying to keep them off the streets because I know how the streets were. I came up on the streets, you know, and it was a lot of headaches. It was a lot of trouble. It was in and out of jail, which was nothing good. So eventually in life, I got to the point where I had my first son, and that changed my whole life. Right then, I knew the banging and all that crazy stuff wasn't even necessary. Because if I continued that, it was going to be two results. I was going to either go to jail or I was going to get killed. And then my son wouldn't have a father. And that's something I always strived on, because the simple fact is that when I was young, I didn't have that father figure. I was searching. So I found my inspiration / father figure out in the streets. You know, I had an OG that was real good. He taught me a lot. The streets taught me a lot. Like I said, I made some wrong decisions, some bad decisions, but I haven't done anything in life that I regret, because you know, one thing you can't do, you can't change the past. Yep. So I don't concern myself with changing the past. It's the present and the future is what I'm concerned about. You know, I have 3 girls and 3 boys, all of them grown. I think I've been a very good father figure to them. All my kids, I'm proud of. You know, I always have 1 or 2 that sways off, but they come back on the right side. You know, so life itself is a blessing, man. It's a blessing. I walk around and, like, when I come in the gym, I'm told a lot that, you know, that I motivate a lot of guys doing stuff. And the thing about that, you never know who you motivate in life. You never know who's watching you. You know, so when I come in the gym, I don't care how much pain I'm in, I try to smile with it. You know, if somebody want to talk, want to stop me and talk, I get it to them. You know, because some people watching you in a way that you could never believe it. Okay, and some people watch you so closely they can dictate what you're getting ready to do, and that's when it's crazy. But you know, as long as it's not in a vicious way that they're watching you and trying to follow you, it's okay. I'll tell you about an incident. A couple of years back, I was going to the gym, the Omni, which is no longer here now.
Yep, around the corner, yeah.
Yeah, there was this young brother that was always watching me in the gym, and it got to the point where I got a little uncomfortable with him. So I was over on the abs area one day, and I was doing my abs, and he was on the treadmill, and you know how you get them vibes from somebody watching, like, something different about this cat. So after I got up and I looked over towards him, he turned his head the other way. So of course that made me walk up to him and see what was going on. So it was crazy because now the guy name was Larry. He was 4 years older than me. Pretty well put together. About 187 pounds, 6'2", very well cut proportion. And I approached him. I said, "Hey, look, man, you got a problem?" He like, "No." And he was the most polite guy I ever ran across. Because, you know, his response was like, no, sir, I apologize. He say, no homo, but I've been watching you since day one you came in the gym. And he's like, I just love the way that you train, the way you deal with people. I love how your body is put together and how you focus on your body. And he's like, I've been a runner all my life. He said, I want to put on some weight. He said, I can't put on the weight. And he said, I was trying to get my mind made up to break that ice and come towards you and talk to you. So we actually sat down like we're doing right here and you know, went into his head a little bit. And the guy was genuine. So I took time to start training. Now here's the catch. Not knowing how in depth his mind was as far as being, per se, identical to me. He grew a beard. He would trim his beard, have beard trim like mine. Anybody I would be talking to, see, like if I'm sitting there talking to you, he'd just come up and just stand. You know, he wouldn't say nothing, which is weird. So I had to chop him down from that. And then in the time females came around, he would do the same thing. He would just come out, he'd just sit and he'd stare and wouldn't say nothing. I mean, you know, no speaking or nothing.
Kind of like playing like a bodyguard role.
Exactly, exactly. So what that did was cause people, especially females around me, to be uncomfortable with it. So they started complaining to the gym owner. So I pulled him to the side one day and I said, look, Larry, I don't know what's going on with your mind, bro. I said, but you can't be sitting out here staring at people like this, especially like the women. His response was that, you know, he ain't been around women in so long, he's just amused when he see them. And he's just locked in, you know. So here's the flip to that side of the story. Usually when I come in the gym, depending on how long, stressful my day were, sometimes I do my pre-workout. Just to kick everything in. So this guy would sit there and watch me when I come in and I fix up my thing like I did a few seconds ago, taking pre-workout. And he asked me one day, he's like, Zeus, what do I need to take? And I told him, I said, Larry, I said, first of all, don't you take nothing. I say, now, when I got some time, we'll sit down and see what you can take and how much to take, you know. All right, so I left her alone. Make a long story short, I think it was on a Thursday. Me and my wife was going down to South Georgia, pick mom up, bring her back up here. Larry had called me earlier. They're like, Zeus, you coming to the gym today? I said, well, no, I ain't gonna make it today. Say I'm on the way down south, pick up mom. In the conversation. By the time we get to 95, another one of my brothers called me. He's like, Zeus, man, where you at? I say, man, I'm on 95. I'm almost in Robinson County. He's like, you need to turn around, come back. I'm like, what? Man, they found Larry dead.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, oh, no, come on. So I hooked around, came back up here, man. When I got here, there was 2 ambulances sitting outside. The second one, they had Larry in. So I came in and started questioning the paramedics to find out what's going on. Come to find out, without me being here, or without me giving him knowledge on what to do, he went and took what I was taking, the pre-workout.
Oh, man.
But for his body, he took my dosage. He got on the treadmill, he ran on the treadmill for, they say about 30 minutes, wide open. Got off the treadmill, went in the bathroom, using the urinal, had a massive heart attack. As he was falling, he hit his head on the urinal, opened his head up. So by the time somebody got in there, he was laying there in a pool of blood. They tried to resuscitate him and this and that, and he eventually got a pulse, but he wound up being in a coma for a while. And I think his family came down from Greensboro area, came and got him, and took him back up there. My understanding is he eventually passed, so they pulled a plug on him. I don't know what it was. But that just goes to tell you, thank you, brother, but that just goes to tell you, man, is you gotta be careful what you put in your body, especially when you're in the gym, you know. And with the pre-workout, you gotta make sure you don't eat something before you do it, because it will jack your heart rate up so fast it'll cause your head to bust. Crazy stuff. But, you know, like I say, I try to motivate a lot of people, especially guys just coming in the gym that don't know nothing about working out. And really know another inspiring story. That was this elderly white couple, husband and wife. One, I think the husband was 72, she was 78. But anyway, I was coming to the gym, and they would be right around the front door area at one of the machines. So when I come in, it's like everything stops. So I called her a couple of times, and you know, and I try not to think about negative stuff when it comes to dealing with other people.
Oh yeah.
So one particular day I came in, I was at the front desk, and I was talking to one of the young ladies behind the counter. So the old lady, she came up to me. She came up to me, grabbed my example, with her arm like this here. She's like, hello, young man. I was like, hey, ma'am, how you doing? She's like, I'm blessed. She's like, here's what's going on. She said, my husband and I have been watching you ever since you've been in the gym, you know, and we were so inspired by you. So, you know, I really didn't know how to take it, you know, so I'm like, yes, ma'am, you know, being polite as I possibly can. Oh, yeah. So, what's up, big brother? All right. So she like, my husband wants to talk to you so bad, but he don't know how to approach you, you know. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll put an end to this. So we walked over there. He was sitting on the bench. We walked over there, spoke to him, got up. He stood up, gave him a handshake, introduced himself, gave him a hug. And man, it was from that point on, we was family. But the crazy story was, we sat down at the table, and they're like, we're such and such age, and we do this and do that. You know, been around for years. We've been coming to the gym, but we never knew how to work out. You know, we've just always just been in here and just, if we see something, we do it. Don't know what is affecting, you know, what body part we're working, nothing like that. And say that, you know, we first time we saw you, you got our attention. Say because the way you socialize with people when you come to the gym, regardless of what you're doing, people want to speak or talk, you stop what you're doing, you chat with them, and say that, you know, we want to actually meet you and get to know you, and see if you would give us some, you know, suggestions or what we need to do, some pointers. Oh, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that be fine. That ain't no problem. And what really got me, they're like, well, we know you probably feel kind of awkward because we're your seniors, and we're coming to you for advice and to tell you that, you know, you inspire us. Because, you know, we come to gym now like it ain't nothing. You know, ever since we had the conversation that we come to gym. And the crazy thing about it, that's been a couple of years, but we still communicate over the phone every now and then. It's awesome. So, good deeds, man, is all I got left in me. It's good deeds and love, brother.
Definitely, and I'm glad you took the time to share them stories, because, you know, one of the things that stand out about you besides, you know, your physical appearance is your personality. You know, and people probably wouldn't notice that looking at you. You know, they'll see like, oh man, he's probably super serious and stuck to it. But you, friendly. You know, you introduce yourself, and you know, you have this great personality and a great man, especially for, you know, the life that you came from. You know?
Right.
So you know the hardships of growing up. And when you grew up, was that in Georgia, right?
Yeah, it was South Georgia. Like I say, Tifton, Georgia. I moved around a lot, but my main place was South Georgia. You know, once I went in the military, I really started moving around.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I was one of those kids growing up that I was determined not to let the streets kill me, or let the hood confine me or define on what I'm gonna do or what I'm gonna be. So that was my biggest push there, to get out of Georgia, because I knew it wasn't nothing profitable there, but my family. And you know, I love my family. I still go back to see them whenever I got some time. But as far as me being there and raising a family or totally growing up there, it wasn't my cup of tea.
And then from leaving Florida, Georgia, and then going into the military, what made you join the military? Was it, because I know you said you had your father, but he wasn't really around like that. Was there somebody that kind of guided you to like take that path, or was that just something you thought this is the way out?
Well, I'm gonna get a little deeper on the father issue, and that'll lead us into the next. When I was about 9 years old, I was we kind of grew up from the projects to the trailer, so we was living in a trailer at that time. And my pops came, which I was always thrilled when he came to town, but I guess I was a little upset when he left, because I knew I wouldn't see him again. This particular day, I heard my mom screaming and hollering. So I ran from my room in the back of the trailer up to the front of the trailer where Mom's room was, and my dad was in there. And when I went in the room, he was on top of her. She was on the bed, he was on top of her, and he was hitting on her. Now I'm 9 years old, 9, 10 ish, somewhere right there.
Yeah.
My dad was 6'6", 480. Okay, so a 9-year-old ain't gonna do nothing to affect it. I tried all I could, you know, ran up to her, hitting him and this and that, turning around, hit me, knocked the shit out of me. I told him at that point, when I got old enough to put a gun in my hand, I would be the reason he leave here. He left. My mom, you know, shoe boxes, the shoes come in.
Oh yeah.
I took a shoe box, took my shoes out, and I started putting all the little change that I got. I went to the store for people in the neighborhood stuff. I started saving my change. Started saving, letting it accumulate. When I eventually got enough money, I got in contact with one of my little homies down out of the projects area. Gave him the money, and told him I want a 12-gauge shotgun. He went and got the shotgun for me. I got a shotgun. I got 5 boxes of slugs, 5 boxes of buckshots, and I put all that under my bed. Put my shoes in front, and I had everything behind it. So when Mom came in the room, she wouldn't see it. So I was off down in the projects one day, and my dad shows up out of blue sky. One of my partners told me, say, hey man, Zeus, your pop's up there. I left there, I went back to the trailer. I didn't go in the front because he was parked in the front. Never forget it, he drove a white drop top Eldorado. I mean, spicy, nice. I went in the back of the trailer, went into my room, got my 12 gauge. I put 4 slugs in it and 5 shells in it, 5 buckshots in it. Took it off safe. I walked back around the trailer, came out and sat on the hood of his car. My intention right then was, as soon as he walked out, to kill him. And I sat there, and eventually he came out. And when I can still see it like it happened yesterday. When he came out, I raised the gun up. So he was looking in the barrel, and the look on his face was, I don't know, it was so satisfying and so thrilling at the same time. Just as I'm getting ready to pull the trigger, my mom walks out behind me. She screamed my name, put the barrel down to the ground and shot. Tore a big piece of concrete up. Never forget, my mom panicking. He's panicking. He looked like he's seen a ghost. He got in his car and he left. I eventually went in the military before I really saw him again. And one day, Mom called me, and she like, I gotta talk to you. I said, what, baby? She like, I know you hate your dad, but he's on his deathbed. You might want to come home and see him. I prayed about 4 hours that night prior to coming to see him, and I asked God to give me the strength and the wisdom, and to help me to forgive and forget. And if he saw fit for us to clear it up so we can be father and son and move on into life. Yeah. I came home, I never forget it, walking in the hospital room. There was all of my siblings on one side. There was 2 beds. His bed was the closest one over towards the window. After I spoke to everybody, Mom and everybody, I walked over to my dad. I remember he looked up. I looked down at him, and he started crying. And then he like, I know you want me to die, son. I got out on my knees, I gave him a big hug, and I told him, I said, Dad, I love you. I said, I don't want you to die. I just want your time. Just be a father to me. He cried more on that one. We hugged, prayed together for a little while. I stayed home, I think probably about 15 days, somewhere around there, just to help him up and move him around, you know, help build our relationship that had been missed for so many years. And once he got to where he was pretty much mobile, doing his own thing, and went back to driving trucks, I went on bike. I was in Alaska then, so I went on bike to Alaska. Through the next almost 2 years, we would communicate. He called, you know, I would call. We actually got to sit down and talk father to son.
Yeah.
And he opened up a lot in my life that me coming up didn't understand.
Yeah.
Because of his lifestyle, my mom's lifestyle, you know, and things start making sense. Mm-hmm. Not condoning him hitting on her, because that was never part of our life.
Yeah.
Oh no. So, like I said, we talked. He came close, or he came close to Georgia. I would come home, because by then I don't think I had came down here, and that went on almost 2 years, man. And right at about a little bit over 2 years, I got that phone call that he was gone. So the anger had been removed from my heart, you know, because all the years of not really talking to me. And, you know, he had a good point. I was so young, you know. But God works in mysterious ways, you know, because he eventually got it to where we can partially get back together as father and son. And for my father to give me the knowledge and for me to understand the wisdom, you know, and it helped us become father and son before the good Lord took him away. So with that said, the bond I stick by with my kids, I would never leave my kids like my dad did me. You know, so I try to stay that father figure in their lives, you know, do the best I can by God's grace with my kids. You know, being a motivational speaker, I get to deal with a lot of young kids, and that you know, it's crazy that some of them been through a lot that I've been through. Or put it this way, I've been through a lot of stuff that they're going through now. You know, broken families, all kind of crazy stuff, man. I remember I dealt with this school here in Fayetteville one time. I was during the summer, I was out at a softball game. And one of the teachers came up to me, and she like, Mr. Harris. I said, yeah. She like, you're Ebony's father. Yes, ma'am. She like, I understand that you deal with a lot of kids. I said, yeah. I said, I love my kids. So she like, well, she was a third grade teacher. She had these two young brothers that were just destructive. They didn't do nothing the teacher told them to do or nothing. You know. She like, well, I got these two kids. I would love for you to come in there and put some fear in them. You know, get in to see what's going on. So I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So we scheduled it through the school. So I remember the day coming in the classroom, I came in the back. So the teacher was sitting up front. Same two little kids right here in the middle, they just doing their thing. I ain't paying attention to nothing. So I walked up to them, and everybody, you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet. But these two, they were still doing their thing. Everybody else like. So I walked up to them and I touched one of them on the shoulder. He turned and looked and almost had a little heart attack. So, not to drag the story on, but I took him outside of the classroom, and I got to talking to him. Come to find out there was fatherless. Their mothers drink, get high with them in the house. A lot of traffic coming in and out of their house. So nobody gives them attention in the house. So they get to school, that's where they get their attention from. We made a deal. I told them, I say, look, if you guys promise to me that y'all gonna do y'all work, pay attention to the teacher, I'll come back and see y'all at least once a week. Maybe get in contact with your parents and take y'all to the gym or to the games or something like that. Good. I got a response letter from the school at the end of, a month later, they were the two top students in their class.
Man.
Yeah, two top students in their class. Yeah, and that's what I dwell off, man. If I can reach one and teach one, then I'm doing something good. You know, God, I feel God gave me the opportunity to, you know, touch somebody's heart.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can't inspire, you can't motivate everybody, but if you can touch one person's heart, imagine how many more hearts he gonna touch. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal in life now, man. And just enjoy life, have fun, try to be stress free. I done been through so much in my life. My body done been through so much in life. I thank God. Let's focus on this right quick. I thank God for all the supporters. Everybody that's showed love and concern when I was down from the motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
God is good. I should bless everybody that, you know, showed concern, showed love. I'm coming to you today with my big nephew, Big Alvin Peoples, and you know, we sending love out. We sending love, yeah. You know, with me, reach one, teach one. All my older OGs out there, y'all reach out to touch somebody, man. Try to change somebody's life in a good way. Okay? Once you do that, there you're doing your job. Because this world is corrupted. We need to clean that up.
That's awesome. Thank you again for sharing that with me. You know, been a big impact on this kid's life. You know, from Larry's as well.
Right,
and, you know, that's amazing. You continue to touch people and the kids all around. You know, and I'm so happy for you and proud that, you know, you got into the motivational speech, especially for the things that you've been through.
Yeah.
And the fact that you, instead of using that as, you know, a destructive path, you decided to turn it around and empower not just young kids, but adults, elderlies. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's you know, that makes me feel good. You know, and with what's going on in my body now with the broken ribs, the shoulder blade, and puncture lung, it's hard. I won't lie to you, it's hard. But God is my savior, and you know, I walk by faith and not by sight. So He gives me the strength to, you know, move around, man. Just touch some people. Just recently, we got a phone call. One of my nephews got shot in the face. You know, and it's just crazy because, you know, we take life for granted. A lot of things in life we take for granted until they're taken away from us, or something happens to one of your loved ones or something. You know, and it was just an innocent bystander sitting on his porch. Somebody pulls up, mistaken identity. Shot him. Thank God he spared his life and gave him the opportunity to become a better man. You know, so the world, I think we're missing out on, you know, the word love. You know, me, I don't see no colors. You know, I've never been the kind to see colors. You know, with me, it's all about love. And with me, I think I shock a lot of people because sometimes I see people I don't even know. I come up to them, you know, give them a hug. I love you, my brother. And I have done that to some people that were just like stunned. You know, we need to do that more often, bro. You know, that's it. Why hate me for something that I'm doing to better myself? Why should I hate you for what you're doing to better yourself or worsen yourself? You know, it's all about everybody. Everybody we gotta learn to love each other. Because life is short, man. Life is short. We all on borrowed time, man. So I try to make the best of it. So with this opportunity with you, man, it's another blessing. And ever since I got the phone call from you, you know, I got on my knees and I gave God the grace and you know, thanks for this opportunity, big bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tell you, this is a true honor, you know, because I mean I've known you for years, but we had a chance to really kick it and really get to like dive into your life. I mean, you know, you open my eyes up even more and more. I mean, and just the world for everybody, all the viewers is gonna see this. You know, I mean, this is amazing. If you wanna we'll shift gears and we dive into, let's talk about your time as, we can go from your time as a bodyguard, from your time in cage, to if you want to dive in a little more to your time military. You was a sergeant too, wasn't you?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sergeant.
I went through the ranks, man. I was a good soldier, but didn't take no shit. So therefore, my rank fluctuated. Getting in trouble. One thing I don't deal with the disrespect. I don't disrespect nobody. I don't care who you are, what color you are, how big or small. I give you respect. And military days, like I said, I came in the military in 1982. Went to basic training, went to AIT. Basic training, I was in Trenton, New Jersey, for my basic training. My AIT was in Fort Gordon, Georgia, Signal Corps. My first site was California, Monterey. From Monterey, we went to war in Grenada. Came back from there. I got sent to Anchorage, Alaska. I worked for the Brigadier General over in U.S. It's been so long, I don't remember the initials. But anyway, it was a USOP. Dealt with that for a while. I remember when we first got there. I got there in '84, February of '84, and I remember coming to the airport, and we up above, and you couldn't even see the landing strip or nothing down there. Snow was so thick, it was crazy. When we got there and started coming off the airplane, snow around the area was 6 feet deep. So I'm like, wow, boy, whatever I got myself into. So I actually loved Alaska because I'm a cold weather guy. Give me the cold weather, I'm good. Heat, I'm miserable. I gotta have my fan, the whole works. So Alaska was marvelous. We had to do what they call indoctrination. So what it is they pick the coldest night, and you go out and you survive overnight. You can't use no fire. They give you sleeping bags, your attire to wear, but just so happened the night we went out, it was 34 below zero. I mean, cold,
Bone chilling
cold. Yeah. So it was pretty good. From Alaska, I came down here to Fort Bragg. Came in the 35th Signal Brigade. Moved around 327, headquarters, Bible Company, and for a while, my first sergeant Jordan. For those who don't know, that's Michael Jordan's brother.
Oh,
so we grew close, man. I give him a lot of praise too for helping me become the man that I am today. We went from First Sergeant Jordan to my big brother, First Sergeant Calvin Jones. You already know who you are. 327 Signal, whoop. And the crazy thing is, me and First Sergeant Jones hadn't seen each other since I got out of the military, which was '96. 2 years ago, boom, he popped back up in my life. And that was a blessing. So after I got out of the military, like I say, 1996, then that's when I started venturing off into security guard, bodyguard. I used to do a lot of bodyguard work back in the days when 99.1 Fox was doing the outside concerts. So I was the main bodyguard that was part of that, as far as bringing guys on to do security. Spent a lot of time with that. That got me some jobs of personal bodyguard. Numerous of celebrities I traveled around with, stayed close to. Just enjoyed life, man.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think thank God for just giving me that opportunity, man.
Is there any celebrities that you got a chance to really like get real close
Oh
with?
yeah. 50 Cent, man, 50 was close.
Shout out to 50 Cent if you ever watch this.
50. What up, boy?
Love Power, by the way.
I was finna say that power was booming, boy. Hey, it's your boy Zeus, man. Back in the days, dealt with Eve. Got close to Eve. Shouts out to Eve.
Yes, that's
Snoop. I hung out with Snoop. Shout out to him. Some of the NWA crew. I don't mess around with them. Shout out to them, even though they really doing that now. I mean, they went their own way. Dr. Dre, Eminem, much love. Man, it's been such a blessing, man, just to be out with so many people.
that is awesome. Just the names right there, those are all legends in the music industry. I can't imagine, just being around them, the energy. I know you had a job to do, keep them safe, but just, behind the scenes stuff, any like stories that stick out to you or funny moments, anything like that?
I remember one with Fantasia. I dealt with her for a while. Now, she was the first one that I had to kind of change up on because of some of the fight when Fan is out performing versus when she's going through the crowd or something. Most celebrities, I had to stay about an arm length away from them, or keep them that close to me, just in case somebody reached up, I defend. Yeah. But Fantasia, she don't mind being touched. Really? She the kind that wants to go into the crowd and feel free, So that was a big change to me because the first time she had something in Greensboro, her graduation, and they did a big dinner, and I was sitting probably about 5 feet from her. I never got any further than that. And when people got up and came towards her, my natural defense is to stand up there and safeguard her. She's like, no, Zeus, no, let them buy it. They good. So I'm like, okay, this is a little different here. So we actually discussed that out by the pool one day. We was doing a one-on-one interview, and she told me, she's like, well, I appreciate how you conduct yourself. That's beautiful. She's like, but I'm a people's person. She's like, the people the one that got me here. So, unless they're coming at me in a negative way or something, then you step up. So I'm like, okay, well, we on that, then we good. So Rico Perino, me and him on a personal tip, we touch bases every now and then. Who else I deal with? There's still a few people out there that I deal with. What's that thing rolling up here? Okay. That has inspired me and helped me to become who I am today. I'll give a shout out to my man out in California by ways of Watts, Compton, CT Fletcher. What's cracking, baby? That's my dude. That's one of my motivators, man.
CT, man. Yeah. I actually talked about him in my last episode with Dom. Shout out to you, Dom. Because he actually got to meet him briefly.
Right.
At a meet. But CT Fletcher's been a big impact on my life too. Because I was kind of like the elderly couple you was talking about. Even when I first started working I come from a football background.
Right.
But before then, stepping into a gym, it's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but let me just look around. But so I started YouTubing videos and stuff, and CT. I mean, what got me with attention was besides his appearance, but just the cussing. Keeping it real, and I'm like, and I'm like, damn, this is different.
Yeah, so, it don't get no realer than that, bro.
Yeah, and just the respect that he got, man. I mean, I love watching CT Fletcher and stuff, and I'm glad he's doing good too. I know he had some heart problems and stuff. But you got to meet CT Fletcher as well.
No, I had scheduled a couple of times, but sometimes it's not meant to happen at that particular time because something always came up. I was just talking to my wife about this the other night, but once this pandemic and all that stuff settles down, and I get my health a little bit better, my goal is to fly to sit down and have a one-on-one with CT. That's one of my goals, CT. So if you're looking and you're listening, steal your mother set, okay? So I'm coming out there with sometime soon. It's your boy Big Zeus, baby.
CT, I'm gonna tag you in this too, so definitely check this out.
Done deal.
I'm definitely gonna be tuning into that,
yes,
especially
sir.
if it's CT records it.
Yeah.
That's two legends just mashing together, a bunch of wisdom.
And you know, he spoke on something that when him and Terry Crews was having a little interview. Yeah. You know, I think I relate to CT so much because his life has a lot to do with mine, or we can compare life. You know, he came up in the streets.
Yep.
You know, he done went through medical issues. Like me, never give up. Fuck what the doctors say. Yep. God is the only one I trust with my life. He also ventured off into cage fighting. And he said he couldn't do it, you know. So once he got his butt beat, he said that it was time to change up, you know. So it's a lot in life, man. You never know life until you reach out and experience a lot of stuff in life. You know, you could be a homebody and stay in your little comfort zone all your life and never step outside the box and just live a basic, ordinary life. Or you can do like we did, step out. You know, I never like being confined. You know, jail time, I ain't like being confined. Outside the world, I don't like being confined. You know, with this accident, first thing, doctor told me if I was an average size guy, I wouldn't be here talking to you today.
Really?
Because my body took so much of a beating. They was amazed that I actually opened my eyes after this accident happened. You know, I remember laying on the side of the road, and I tried to get up. As far as I can remember, I tried to get up 4 times. Every time I get up, someone pulled me back to the concrete. 5th time, I went to do it, and I don't know where all these people come from, but everybody was huddling up over top of me. So when I'm laying back, I see all these faces. And all they were saying was, "Sir, don't move." So you were hurt extremely bad. And I sat, laid back, looked up at the sky, and started praying. And then everything just blacked out. I vaguely remember hearing loud noise. And I remember opening my eyes a little bit, and the paramedic was like, "Sir, you're on a medevac helicopter." And I passed out again. So I remember waking up again. But now the whole crazy thing about this here, my thought in my mind was I was dying. So everything was just playing its part. I remember waking up again prior to going into surgery. They had me on the surgery table. And I remember the doctor leaning over my ear and say, "Son, we can't keep you breathing." Say, "We got to put a pressure tube in." And before he finished his conversation, I felt this pain going through my side. That was the pressure tube he put in. And I passed out. My whole tour in the hospital, man, was a nightmare. Was a nightmare. When you get in, you get to the point where you know you're dying. You feel like everything's against you. Everybody's against you, and that's how I was feeling. The nurses was against me. I remember I was in sheer pain at times, and you know the button you had to push for to get the nurse to come in. There was times that I would push, and nobody would come. I mean, I'm in pain, you know, 7 broke ribs. I had a crazy nightmare. And in this nightmare, there was an elderly lady that shows up in my nightmare, and she was a nurse. And up to that point, I felt confined because of things they had on my legs, keeping the circulation going. And I just felt I was being held down against my will, and I don't like that. So I was paranoid of that. But in this nightmare, this lady walks in the room and she like, Mr. Harris, are you okay? And I remember looking up at her because I couldn't sit up. I remember looking up at her. And I'm like, ma'am, they trying to kill me in here. And she like, well, you know what? You're telling the truth. She like, 'cause there has been a couple of deaths in this hospital. And she's like, you do me a favor. She's like, when your wife come back in here, tell your wife to get you out of here. So she like, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take all this stuff off your legs and stuff, you know, the next on my fingers, all my chest stuff. Yeah. So when your wife come in here, tell her to get you out of here. Now that's playing a role in my mind. And she like, I'm gonna tell you, she's like, you can push that thing all you want to, they ain't gonna come. Wow. I had an oxygen in my nose, then I had another mask over my face. She like, if you wanna get their attention, move that mask. And she like, they're not gonna come and ask you if you are okay. You're gonna see all hands coming towards your face. So now I'm really paranoid.
Oh yeah.
So after I came out of the dream, I woke up that morning, and the craziest thing is, now I'm facing the door. Nobody would ever come in the door. My wife would come out of the wall, just appear out of the wall, bro, and come to my bedside and start talking to me. And this happened every day. I don't know how many days I was in there going through that, but that like it was redundant over and over. And if I messed with the mask, the nurses were coming from this way. So my wife had come in there one day, and I was telling her how I was feeling. I was like, oh, ain't nobody trying to hurt you. So I started messing with the thing. I was trying to tell her, I said, look, watch this now. Mess, nobody coming. So I went to grab a mask, and boy, they came in there like with the urgency. So all of that started clashing in my mind. And before I know it, I grabbed the mask and I started putting it off. Nurses ran in there. So I got hands on top of my hand trying to put it back on. Put your mask back on, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. So I'm like, I'm not gonna goddamn die. And I grabbed and snatched it off, threw it on the floor. And everybody reached out at me, and I tried to break their fingers. Because of the simple fact, that nightmare and my thought of mine as to where I was at that particular time, and started clashing. And it was crazy because they sent some doctors in there. And I remember telling my wife that, you know, I don't want them touching me because they're trying to kill me. And I got mad at her because she wouldn't acknowledge it. You know, she kept on, nah, ain't nobody trying to hurt you this year. So we finally got through that. But that only led to other bad issues because they put the tube in up under here, I had forgot about the tube. And obviously they had too. So the couple of weeks I was in the hospital, they didn't check this tube not one time. Oh, wow. So 2 days before I got out of the hospital, the doctor came in, and I remember him telling my wife, say, we gotta take the tube out. And I'm sitting here like, what tube? So he held my arm up, went under there and snatched it out. Now, he did that. There was no stitches in there to sew it up. The hole about yay big.
I can't imagine the pain.
Bruh, excruciating. And the crazy thing is I didn't know exactly what was going on under there. So they put a bandage over, had nurse come put a bandage over it. Sent us home. Told my wife, say, after 72 hours, y'all can take the bandage off, let it air out, and everything will be okay. Man, going on into, I think, 24 hours of being home, I'm just hurting burning pain over here. So I was sitting on the couch, and my daughter had came over, Ebony. Daddy, love you, baby. And we sitting on the couch and watching TV and talking. She's on my right side, had on a white t-shirt. So she like, Daddy, She's like, you bleeding. I said, I'm bleeding. I said, baby, dad ain't bleeding no way. She's like, look at your shirt. I looked down, took my shirt, pulled it out like that, and it was drenched with blood and pus. So I pulled it off, called my wife to come in there. So I had her take a picture of it. And bro, when I seen it, the hole was big enough, you could take your little finger and stick up in there. It had set up an infection so bad till all this skin over here had started rotting. And it had that smell of a dead body. So we immediately went to ER here, Cape Fear. When the doctor came in and saw it, they're like, we can't touch this. That's malpractice. What they wound up doing, they called Wake Med. They had to send a transporter back down here. Since Wake Med, the one did all the work. And shipped me back up there. And I knew they had screwed this up because when the doctor came in, he had this little he had something in his hand, but he dropped it. When he pulled a patch off and saw it, he dropped like he was in shock. He said, oh my God. Picked it up, he walked out. So we sitting here trying to figure out what's going on. So he didn't come back here. He should have sent a nurse in there. You know, oh, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. So I wind up staying in the hospital again for 3 days of IVs, antibiotics, and then they sent us home with 15 days of antibiotics, which it never healed up. I'm still dealing with it right now.
So I've seen the pictures that you posted.
Yeah. They still ugly. I got a Band-Aid on it right now, but it's still pain. But I'm a trooper, bro. I got to keep going. As long as God give me the power and strength and wisdom, keep going. I'm gonna keep going. It's just I gotta change things a little bit now. I gotta take everything like falling all over again and rebuilding. But I'm good with it now.
That's what's up. I mean, I was praying for you, man, because there was so many there was a lot of different stories going on about the accident. And I was like, I mean, first I went from, of course, like, Lord, please, let Zeus get through this. Then hearing someone ran you off the road and they had a Confederate flag and I'm like, what? And
it was crazy.
Like the stories were just changing.
Oh my God.
And, I'm just like, what is going on? And, I'm glad there was a couple people that came up, I seen some videos, I think your wife and family members to clear up what happened with the accident. But I thank God, that you definitely made it out and made it stronger.
Oh yeah.
I mean, looking at you right now, I mean, it's crazy just how amazing God is.
Oh
because, not too long ago, you was literally on the hospital bed fighting for your life, and now seeing you right now, I mean, you look like $1 million, ready to kill it.
Boy, look at here. It's with that story. It's amazing how a story changes from point A to point B. And until I was in a position to talk, my wife received a phone call from the paramedics, and the paramedics said that it looked like somebody ran us off the road. Now, that got transferred from my wife to family, and it went from there to I got ran off the road by a white guy that had a Confederate flag on his truck and et cetera, et cetera. The crazy thing behind that story, I had so many people from around the nation that was trying to come over here and find that guy, supposedly guy, and kill him. That was crazy because I remember after surgery, my wife was telling me about it, and I vaguely remember much of it. But after she told me that story, I'm like, oh no. I had to get myself together. I had to gather up enough strength to do a live Facebook. And, I told everybody that wasn't happening. It was when a white guy involved in it. But that story itself went viral.
It did.
Yeah.
I think it had almost close to about 500 shares, going around. And when I seen it, I was driving and I pulled over and I was just seeing all these people just posting about it. And I'm like this don't sit right with me. I'm like,
man, look, I got just as many white friends as I got black friends, bro. And like I say, I don't discriminate on that color shit, man. Everybody bleed red.
Yep.
And that was a story that really shocked me too. Like, I kind of went sideways with me, and that was the only thing that I knew I could do to kind of cut it off, calm it down or something, was just go live. Say, look, this is not what happened.
Yeah.
And then all the people of concern, man, that was overwhelming. That was overwhelming, man. And that goes back to the conversation we had earlier about inspiring people.
Oh yeah.
Or being good to people, or showing love and concern to people. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard from people that I never even knew. I mean, I'd done some TV work before. I had this one guy for Sons of Anarchy. Never met him before, but he had big concern. He done sent texts. He done sent all kind of stuff, man. Concerning brothers that ride bikes. We all are brothers. I had a lot of concern from them. So it was crazy, man. And only thing I hate is I couldn't respond to everybody. I'm the kind, if I get something from you, I want to go face to face with you, one-on-one, just to let you know that, the love is real. Because sometimes you just send some over text or fax or whatever, and just read it and blow it on off. But and I hear it from my wife all the time. Oh, you got to respond to everybody? That's me. That's me. I want
a people person.
If they took time out to concern themselves with me and my health, I think I should take time to go one-on-one with them to respond. Say, hey, look, thank you. God is good, et cetera, et cetera. And that really, I think that gets across better than just doing a big thing. Thank you all, this and that. Even though I did that, but I still try to go down individually, and hadn't been able to do that yet. I mean, it's like the more I answer, the more come in. But it's just a love thing. So if anybody out there that feel that, during my ordeals or during my recovery, that you didn't get the proper response, well, I apologize, but I try to reach out to each and every one of you if I can. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. So overall, you guys, y'all know I love you. I love you much, man. That's from the heart. I'm not that guy that feels awkward by saying, I love you, brother. That's coming from the heart. We need to do that more often. All right?
Definitely. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for sharing. Like I said again, man, thank you, God, that you're here.
Oh, yeah.
You made it, because, I was praying, all my other family members, praying, and it's actually not, your first, scared, within the hospital, because I remember, I think it was a few years back, when you had some problems with some blood medication that swelled you up real bad.
Boy, you just went back in time.
I remember the pictures, because I remember seeing your lips and stuff. And my dad actually was on the same blood pressure.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, oh man,
Yeah.
You want to speak on that?
Yeah, of course, I was glad to speak on that. And the medicine is called lisinopril. And it's not meant for African Americans' body. All you medics, whoever it is out there talking towards it, that is meant. It's in black and white that is not meant for American consumption, or African American consumption. Okay, I got that in black and white. Anyway, the craziest thing is I've been using blood pressure medicine for almost 3 years. This particular time, I don't know if I got a buildup of it or whatever, but it was crazy because I always take my blood pressure medicine before I go to bed at night, and sometimes I take it in the morning. I took it that night, and me and the wife were laying there watching TV, and it's like I started getting this ringing in my ears that started real low, and it just started escalating, and it got to the point where I couldn't hear the TV. I was sitting there looking at TV, and I couldn't hear the TV. My wife was talking to me. I couldn't hear. I'm just sitting there in a maze. So I decided to take me some sleep pills. So I got me a couple of sleep pills, took me sleep pills. Went to sleep. Crazy thing, I had this dream that I had woke up that morning and the whole right side of my face was swollen. So when I did wake up, first thing I did was reach up and touch the jaw. So I did, boom. Oh, we're good, no problem. Not paying attention to my mouth.
Yeah.
Lay back down, went to sleep. Then something woke me up. I mean, my eyes just like, and you know how usually when you get up in the morning, first thing you do, lick your lips because your lips dry.
Oh yeah. No.
Man, I did that. Like, hold on, what the hell is going on here? So I jumped up out of the bed. I was going to the bathroom, and I stopped at the mirror because it got my attention. When I passed the mirror, I seen something that was crazy, and I came back and I sat there like, oh my God. It looked like I had 6 pair of lips on my face, and they were so big that you could see the fluid in my lip. I'm like, what? So I woke the wife up. We went on to the emergency room. I got in the emergency room. I had a towel on my face, went to Cape Fear. They got me back there in the back. I'm sitting in the wheelchair. All right, they said, with a towel on. All right, the doctor comes in. He's like, well, Mr. Harris, where you at? I looked over. He looked at me. He like, oh my God. Without even seeing that now, he's like, oh my God. You don't have some of that little Centiprio. I'm like, what the hell going on? So they took me on back, admitted me. By the time I got to the hospital, I had about this much room to breathe out of my mouth because my lips had expanded so big. Come to find out, recently there was an older lady that came in there with the same thing, but her throat, her tongue swole up. Her throat was so tight they couldn't get nothing down her throat, so she died off the Centiprio. So the craziest thing, we was in there for, I think I was in there for a week almost. So me, I like memories. So I had my wife to take pictures. She didn't want to at first, so I'm like, I need to see it. Because I hadn't really seen it again after the ordeal. So we took a picture. She was over standing over me like this, like she getting ready to hit me on the lip, you know. So anyway, I posted it. Man, the replies, the response. There has been so many black people that has died off the Centiprio. And the medical world has been keeping it under the low.
Yeah, and it's actually a big story. That, did you know that IGA, or IGN, actually posted about it, and they even had you in it, and was talking about the medication stuff and how deadly it is, and they're showing your picture. They had other people's pictures of just the swelling.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
And it's crazy, man, because I investigated. Not only did I investigate it, I had some medical personnel do the same thing. Reply: this drug is made from a venomous snake. It also states this medication is not preferred use by African Americans. I mean, all that's in black and white. All that's in black and white. So we had to get off that. And like I say, people were just coming in, sending me stories, pictures of their mom, pictures of their aunts that have died, people that's just, and the thing of it is, reading up on the medicine, some of the effects is lips swell up, your ears swell up like crazy, or your throat closes, or your tongue swells, So that story's still hot. I looked on it last night, and there's still people shooting in stuff off there. So it's amazing, man. So you know what they say? You only got one temple, bro, and you got to do the best you can to take care of it. Lord knows, without him, bro, I wouldn't even be here to sit down and talk with you. So my body been through some stuff, and a lot of stuff I try not to think about no more. because it's in the past. But at the same time, it's a testimony.
It is.
You know,
It
it's
really
a testimony.
is.
It's no good unless you can share it with somebody, and to get some positivity back from them. Or somebody like, wow, okay, the dude really went through some stuff, and you know, if he can do that and come back here, we're good. Nephew, what up, baby? And I base a lot of stuff off you know, testimony to me, or a pathway for me.
Yep.
You know, it's a pathway for me. Because at this point in my life right now, I live for God.
So,
You know, that's it. Bottom line, nothing else, cut and dry. That's it. You know, that's my savior, and I'm just trying to do as much good and leave a footprint in this earth when I leave here.
you've done a lot of good, you know, from the children that you touched to even the adults to even me. You know, I mean, you're doing a lot of good, man.
Right.
You know, definitely God sent. You know.
Oh yeah.
Just the things that you've been through. I'm glad that you know you continue to still go strong. You want to touch on your MMA background a little bit. I know you had to stop recently. I think it was due to health issues too.
Yeah. Blood clots. Blood clots. Well, the MMA world, like I say, I got into mixed martial arts or MMA, the martial arts world, whichever, when I was around 9, 10 years old. As a detour to get off the streets, you know, and I've always been thrilled. Bruce Lee has always been my idol from day one I seen Bruce Lee. I got to learn that. I got to know that, you know. This guy was my superhero. So I've got into that. I've done karate, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, tai chi, Wing Chun.
A bunch of disciplines. Wow, this is awesome.
Yes, very much discipline. Like I say, I wrestled in high school, took state title 3 years in Georgia. Got in the military, wrestled in the military. I took state in Alaska 4 years straight. Wrestled for the Army since I've been down here. Back up. While I was in Alaska, I qualified for the Olympics in '84.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, I had a commander up there that didn't think sports was part of the military. You know, he was stuck on that. My mission comes first.
Yeah.
So that got denied. So once I came here, I did a little wrestling while I was here. Started boxing under Coach Bradley. Shouts out to big Coach Bradley, wherever you at today, brother. I boxed for 4 years. Golden Gloves 3 years. Went from there. Now, getting into the cage ordeal. Like I say, I've always been into the brutal type sport, the physical sports. You know, playing football. You know, I was always a headhunter. You know, I was always that one that was given a green light to injure somebody and get them out the game. You know, that was me. I pat myself on the back for that.
What position did you play?
On football, defensive end. Mainly defensive end. I played some offensive line before. My early years, I played running back when I first started in the elementary area. I was quite a big side running back.
That's a good look tackling.
Yeah. It's like a whole team effort. But eventually, I started getting bigger. So I went from high school, I played offensive line, defensive line, mainly defensive end, kickoff team, that type of stuff. Let's say military when I got here. Once I got out, played defensive end, defensive line, middle linebacker every now and then. So football world
played
was
the
good.
men positions.
Yeah. The headhunter.
Yes.
That was
C-ball, hit ball.
That it. If it's still breathing, hit it.
Yes.
Okay. So
Shout out to Coach Love and Coach Lou. That's That's one thing they preach.
Yeah, no doubt.
When I was
bro.
coaching with them.
Okay, no doubt. So it went from the football world back to the mixed martial arts. I followed that for years, but for a while, North Carolina wouldn't sanction it to come here because they felt it was such a violent sport. They finally got it sanctioned in '09. I was invited to the first show that they had, which I didn't fight the first show. And it's funny because around that time, it's when Kimbo was really being seen.
Oh yeah.
So everybody mistaken me for Kimbo Slice. Cool. We got through that first episode. Then everybody wanted to put me and Kimbo together to fight.
I remember that.
I didn't have no problem with that. You know, if he breathed, I fight him. And that was it. So when I actually fought at the Crown Coliseum, my first official fight there, we received information from the Slice team, which is Kimbo's training team, and wanting me to come join their team. You know, but my side of the culture was like, no, if anything, we'll put them head to head.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately it never happened. Big shouts out to my man Kimbo, R.I.P.
Yes.
You know.
Big influence on
I love Kimbo like he was a brother, man, that I never met. I hate I never got to meet him. Followed him, you know. Always gave him best wishes, you know. But I guess God had other plans for him. Now, my first official fight that I did fight here at the Crown Coliseum, like I say, it was against a guy from South Carolina.
Jesus, right?
Jesus. That was him. God versus God.
Yep. Jesus.
And the crazy thing about that wasn't my intentions to inflict pain like that. Here's where it got hot. We had an ESPN interview. We had the commission and everything out there. We doing our weigh-ins and everybody outside. I was fully clothed, sweatsuit, you know, rocking my little necklace. It was time for the heavyweights to weigh in. So he came in, he weighed in at 264, I think it was. Cool. No, he was lighter, 265. Let me get it right. He was about 240, 245, but he was 6'6".
Yeah.
So I walked up to the scale, weigh in, had everything on. I was 2 pounds over. You know, I was 268. So him and his team made a big issue about it.
Yeah.
Commissioner was gonna let me go ahead and sign because he already knew what time it was. So they made a big issue on it. No, he overweight. He can't fight my man. Yeah. So commissioner like Zeus, well, just run around the block once a fight, man. Come on back. All right. So I told him right then. I said, that's okay. Y'all want to play dirty? I said, I'll go drop this weight, but I'll see you in the cage. So paid no mind. I went on, got it, came back, did what he did. So when I'm in the back, it was coming up to my fight. So the paramedics and stuff was all back there in the back, and then someone about a ring. I remember telling the paramedics, I said, you know what, y'all gonna work tonight. Y'all gonna make y'all money tonight. They're like, Zeus, what you talking about? No problem. So once I got in the cage, my mind was set right there to hurt him, and hurt him bad. And it wound up doing that. He's swinging, moving, I'm stalking, timing. He had this one swing that he always cocked back, and then he'll come. I'm already picturing that. When he cocked back, let him start to swing, then go on. And he did it. I cut him down, put him on his back.
Once you got him on the ground, though,
it was it.
I remember watching.
Couple of punches, he was smoking. And from there, the career went crazy. But on the flip side, a lot of guys didn't want to fight because their thing was, if he done ended this guy's career, who's to say that he won't end another guy's career? And from that point on, that was my motivation, that was my drive. If we go in that cage to fight, you gonna walk out or I'm gonna walk out.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
You gotta have that mentality.
Yeah, and that was it. And then you know, prior to fighting, we would always have to exchange film. And when people saw my film, they didn't want to fight. So
I don't blame them. Well, and I also remember that after that fight, there was the interview that went viral too on YouTube, where because that cut that was so bad when you was grounding and pounding on him, where his blood actually went through to your
on my glove,
to your glove, to your tape and stuff. And it was, I think that scared a lot of people.
But I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of people not knowing where my anger came from. I knew where it came from. I just eventually got the guidance to where I could just put it into one and send it straight forward instead of spreading it amongst people that didn't even deserve it. So once I got in the cage, that was my mind was set right there. I'm gonna get to him. That's it. You know, blood or not, I'm gonna get to him. So I had quite a few fights moving around from division to division. Ended a lot of careers. If I had a chance to do it again today, would I do it? Yeah. Because I mean, that's just my mentality. You know, you always got to find something that you're good at and something that you can channel your energy into. You know, and my thing is, just like in the weight room, I come here, my goal is to be the biggest, the toughest, strongest guy in the gym. That's it. Even at my age now, going on 57, I still got that same spunk. And I've been told by numerous of doctors, that's good. He said, because most people get injured or hurt or go through something I went through, give up.
Yep.
But I don't know nothing about giving up, bro. Until my last breath, I would not give up.
Yep. And that's so true, you know, because people either don't have this injury or even mental illness, you know, they're ready to just give up, you know.
Yeah. That's it.
It's definitely got to stay strong to know that, you know, hey, as long as there's still breath in my body, I got to keep going, keep fighting, you know. And actually, track back to C.T. Fletcher, you know, because, you know, I found myself in a weird spot in life, you know, not really knowing what I really wanted to do.
Right.
You know, because sometimes life just happens so fast, and my main thing was just taking care of my family. That was always just the thing. But, you know, that inner beast had to come out. I heard this one video that he did where he was like, remember who the fuck you are.
Thank you.
Like, he just kept saying that, and I was like, damn, man, I had to really think back of the things I've been through in life, from my family to, you know, just the stuff I put into the weight room, workout, football. I'm like, let me channel that same energy and put it towards something else. And that's why, like, you know, to all my viewers, I always show love. I'm taking that same energy, even though it's not, you know, the aggression or
it ain't physical.
But something I enjoy doing is talking, connecting with people, and spreading positivity as much as I can.
Yeah, see, that'll get you a long way in life.
Definitely.
That'll get you a long way in life, man. And see, issues that we have as black male models is that because of our size already, you know, that's an intimidation factor.
Yeah.
So the average person is like, you know, mind-boggling when they see us, don't know how to approach us, you know, don't want to say the wrong thing to make us mad. So, you know, I deal with that a lot. You know, your size, you intimidate. But my thing is, open the book up. Don't judge it by the cover. Open the book up. And you know, I spoke to a lot of people like, oh my God, he's actually nice. You know, and that kind of pisses me off, because then I start to flipping in. You know, I'm already nice. So you coming in the wrong way. Oh, shit, you ain't here. I didn't come up to you and cuss you out or they F you or nothing like that. Okay, so don't judge me by my side. You know. And another thing, you know, we got it bad with the police, and I don't say all police are bad, because some of my best friends are law enforcement.
Yep, same.
You know, some of my brothers are law enforcement.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. Law enforcement, police, Fayetteville PD, Hope County, all the police departments out there, fire departments. You know, much love and shouts out to you guys, man, because y'all doing your thing out there.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it's always that bad apple.
Yep. Spoils a bunch.
Always that bad apple, and that causes problems. That really causes problems. You know, I had an incident with a cop one time. I got pulled over, switched my car, put my hands on the steering wheel. You know, when he got there, it was the attitude he came with. You know, first of all, came with his hand on his gun. Yeah. I didn't react. I sat there and looked at him. You know, then he's sending these gestures. You know, I ain't paying no attention. You know, then he wants to pull his gun. Wants me to get out of the car. My thing is, if you pull your gun on me, I ain't moving. Period. You're gonna have to kill me right there. That's only common sense, because I feel threatened right now.
Yeah.
So if I get to the point where I got to get out, somebody's gonna be in trouble. So I choose to just sit there until he calmed down and put his weapon up. Got out of the car and we talked. Whole different thing then. Oh well, I probably okay, good. Just that racially profiling stuff. I don't dig that.
Same.
I don't dig that.
Same here.
I try to get along with everybody. I don't care what you're wearing, what color you are. I try to get along.
Yeah.
Back in the days, it'd have been some bad news after that. There.
Things change, you know.
Yeah. Thank you. And you know, you got to change with life, with time. Like now, I'm more of a father / husband. Shouts out to my wife, Joyce Harris. I love you, girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
love you.
You brought up your wife so much, you know.
Oh, man.
Speak on her, you know. That's
Boy, look at here
like
now.
an amazing woman.
I thank God, man, that she came into my life. There's been been some ups and downs, but that's all part of life. Joyce, she has been my sunshine through all my cloudy days. I mean, I've taken her through hell and hot water. Sometimes not on purpose, and she's still stuck there, thick and thin. You know, some people mention, you know, they got that ride or die female, or the ladies, I got that ride or die guy. Boy, Joyce Harris, been there. During my jail time, she was there. During my time of suffering with the blood pressure medicine, she was in the hospital by my side. My back surgery, she was there. The times that I've been so distraught with pain and knowing that I wasn't gonna live, she was there to support me and was always picking me up. I don't care how bad, you know, I was feeling, how deep of depression I was in. My wife was there. So all shout goes out to my wife, Joyce.
Yes, thank you.
Joyce Harris. Never could find one better than that, besides my mom. So I gotta put that out.
Oh, cool.
Mom, I love you, girl.
Yes. Shout out to the amazing women in our life, because at the end of the day, we come from women, and they're the ones that keep us grounded.
Thank you. So, you know, God say every king has a queen.
Yes.
You know, and until you get in that point where you got a queen, a woman you can count on, man, it's great. And this woman have done so much for me. I can, you know, I don't want to go too personal with it, but she's been there. She's been like my God, bro. You know,
that is amazing.
Been doing for me, and she mentioned something to me the other night that really touched me. You know, she said that she hurt so bad because I hurt so bad, and nothing she can do about it. You know, and just being there by my bedside, just to be there to touch her, hold her hand, or just a lot of times just to hear her voice, man, that kept me going. One incident I had a fight here, and I think it was 2012, when we found out about the blood clots.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew something was wrong in the dressing room. because the dressing room was cool. And when I was sitting there getting taped up, I'm sweating like I'm just got to run from the cops, and it was 100 degrees outside. So little dizziness. So all I did was ask God, just give me the strength, let me go through this fight. I remember coming out of the dressing room, out of the back, it was dark. So when we got out and the lights hit me, man, the room just started spinning. But with just being determined to get into that cage, I didn't let nobody know. I remember walking to the cage and the camera flashed. I mean, everything was playing a toll on me. Remember getting up there, getting in the cage, and they closed the cage, we got in the middle, talked with the referee, then the fight started. I remember hitting a guy and taking him down. And I remember throwing 2 punches and my body locked up. Went on break. I remember sitting on the stool and the coaches brought a bag of ice and put on my back. And right then I told them, I said, I can't go on, something's wrong. Because the ice was so hot, my body was just, oh man. And I told him, I said, I caught something seriously wrong. No, you all right, you all right? Sheer determination, like a fool, I tried to get up and go out there and fight again. And we tangled up, body locked up again, then my chest felt like it was about to explode. So the guy was on top of me, and he actually stopped. He like, Zeus, you all right? And all I could do was pat my chest. So the ref seen it, wound up for calling a match. Now, much love to my man, I forget his name, but it'll come back to me. But the guy that I was fighting, and one of my coaches picked me up off the floor. One on this arm, one on the left arm. My shoulder blades and shoulder felt like they was on fire. I mean, I was just burnt so bad. It felt like I was standing in the middle of a fire, actually. So they got me down out of the cage and onto the paramedics bed. I remember en route of fading. I can hear the paramedics talking to the hospital. And then I started fading. I remember him saying, we got 3 minutes to get him there or we're gonna lose him. I'm still fading away. And I remember him kept hitting me in the chest, and all of a sudden, I heard my wife, and she wasn't even in the wagon. I heard her voice. It was from a distance. And then it started coming in closer. Zeus, wake up, Zeus, wake up. And then it got to right here and I opened my eyes. And the paramedic was like, wow, we got him in there. So I know for a fact that my wife is my angel, sent by God. So I cherish the ground that she walk on. You know, everything about her. I know I'm hard-headed, stubborn, but hey, that's me. That's
part of the amazing package, right?
Yeah, that's the small print. I try to get over to it. It's a small print, but I thank God, man. I think every man should settle with a woman that they can count on like that. You know, she's there for me, and she's know I'm there to the end for her. You know, my life goes to her. I sacrifice my life for her. You know, same with my family. I'm always family man. I feel the way for my family. You know, friends. I'm high on friends. I'm actually high on family. Period. You know, I love my family. My family is what keeps me going. Family is a big thing, man. And for people that don't have a family, it's crazy. It's crazy. And, my dad was family oriented, even though he didn't show a lot of love. But my father wanted to place 10 boys in every state. to carry on his name. So when we buried my father, we accounted for 27 siblings. 27, bro. Up to the day, I still hadn't connected with all of them. So it's crazy. Yeah, that was something crazy, man. But man, life has been good. Life is grand, bro. And you know, just to sit down with you face to face, big bro, and man, it ain't never love. Cause you know when you called me, I had actually just woke up. I woke up earlier. I don't sleep good at night. I still deal with a lot of war syndromes and stuff. I have to take medication to sleep. Because if not, my mind continue to go and I never close my eyes. If I don't take it, I sit there and watch the sun rise up. So the next day I'm extremely exhausted, grumpy, and the whole works. So when I seen you came on my phone, it kind of boosted me up a little bit. So shit. So I looked at the time, and then you said 12, and I'm like, it's after 12. Man, let me get up. Man, God gave me that boost of energy to get up and get over here to you, brother.
I appreciate it.
That's it. Anybody else, I probably like, look, man, we gotta have to cancel this thing here. We do this the next time. But you know, there's a reason for us getting together, and not just to do this podcast, but it's to share the love and some of the things that we've been through. Definitely. And you know, being family and all these years, and this is our first time actually sitting down, chopping it up. Grace to God. God is good, bro.
Definitely. My cousin Jason, rest in peace.
Big brother Jay.
He took most of your time all the time.
Yeah, boy, goodness gracious. That's my boy there, man. I love him to death, man. Jason, you'll miss, bro. I know you can hear us, you can see us, man. I know you're proud of big nephew. Big brother carrying it on for you, boy. We love you.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
I'm ahead of you out there.
Yes.
You better find Uncle, because I'm looking for you. I love you, girl.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, so all family members, man, out there. Shouts out to my nephew, Apollo Harris, the one that just received a bullet in his face. God has been good for him, pulling him through. Shout out to my brother Patron, you know, Apollo's father. He been through it. Linda, you know, we keeping the prayers up. Even with this little thing going on right here, you know, we throwing the shouts out, love. Janato, Rip, Mom, love you guys.
Zeus.
That's it, baby.
You know, I can't thank you enough for us, you know, taking the time to meet with me, talk with me. You know, I know you got your workout to get to, so I know you're gonna continue to kill it like you do everything else.
I got to. Because I got big nephew coming behind me. Now
exactly.
You know
You already know.
I got to keep going, baby. And see what I'm saying? See, motivation like this here helps the old man in me wake up.
It keeps the spirit going.
Yes, sir. That's it.
So, like, before we wrap up, there's one thing I always like to ask my guests. You know, what's a quote that really keeps you going? What's your go-to quote? Whether it's from the Bible or something you probably heard from like a friend or a video, like the one that's you're like you can lean on besides like your family.
Yeah, you know, I got a few. One of my main ones is fear no battle. Fear no battle. You haven't lost until you lose. Okay? Amen. And you know, a wise man said that in order to live, you must die. And to have died meant you have lived. Okay? So with those in mind, to live, you must die. We're passing through. We only got one castle, and we got to take care of it while we can. Because once your soul leaves your body, ain't nothing else you can do. That's it. So be strong. God wakes you up. Enjoy that parade. Don't let nobody piss on your parade. Enjoy it, baby. That's it.
Zeus, thank you again. Much love to you, man. Thank God, you know, you still here, still going strong, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know,
thank you, brother.
everybody for watching. You know, I appreciate it. You know, the love and support. for all the people's choice, all my peeps out there. Zeus does too.
Yeah,
you know what I
no
mean?
doubt, no doubt.
Continue to do great things and make an impact in this world, man.
And look at here, big bro.
Yeah.
What you're doing now is a very good blessing.
Thank you.
A very good blessing. I know this conversation, the interview was more on me, but I'm gonna switch it around a little bit. I know you've been through a lot in life.
Yeah.
You've been through some ups and downs. But the good thing is you haven't given up. You never did. And that's one thing we have in agreement with. We never give up. So with that said, all the stuff you've been through, man, look what you're doing now.
That's true.
You know, and you're now doing something that you enjoy and that you love.
Yes.
And when you get to doing stuff that you enjoy and you love, you're the best at it.
That's true.
You're the best at it. Don't let nobody deter you. Nobody throw no salt in your game. Haters gonna make you greater. Okay?
I like that.
You ain't got no haters, you ain't doing something right. You ain't got nobody talking negative about you, you ain't doing something right. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause every great man has haters. Check your history. Every great man has a history of haters.
Greatest man of all time. Jesus had haters.
Haters. Thank you. Well, where's he at? Okay. He
Greatest
said
place
his
in the
blood
world.
for us. Thank you. Gave us our sins and became a greater person for us to live. So same thing you got to do. Take that advice there. Haters make me greater.
It just made me greater. I'm gonna have to get that tatted on me.
Done deal.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Big nephew, we love you much, man.
Thank you too. Thank you.
All right, all right. There you go. We grown.